All right, for problem number 15, it says if ax plus 2 times the quantity bx plus 7 equals all this stuff, for all the values of x and a plus b equals 8, what are the two possible values for c? So the first thing that we need to do is multiply this out. So over here, and I'm really gonna zoom in so that you guys can see it. So somewhere over here, I'm gonna say ax plus 2 times. I know it's so. I don't know why it's so hard to draw up and down lines on this thing. It depends on the software. Depending on what I use, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Now, when I multiply this out, I got a b x squared, and then I have 2b x, and then 7 times ax is 7ax, and then 7 times 2 is 14. So this is the interesting thing. So this equals abx squared plus 2bx plus 7a x plus 14. Okay, so that's equal to this. So if I look at the x squared, then I know that 15 is equal to a times b. And where I get that from is the term that's x squared is going to be b, right? Do you guys see that? And then if I take these two terms and I factor out the x, that's like saying x is equal to 2b plus 7a. Well, that has to equal cx, or c equals 2b plus 7a. Now, there's lots of ways to solve this. So there's two possible scenarios, and then they give us another equation, a plus b equals 8. Well, what if I say if I subtract b from both sides, doesn't that mean that a equals 8 minus b? So if I subtract b from both sides like this, wouldn't that give me this term here? So I could substitute that in and solve for b or a, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute that in for this one, and I'm going to say that 15 is equal to a, but a is actually equal to 8 minus b times b. I'm going to distribute the b through the parentheses, and I get 8b minus b squared. Let me clean that up a little bit. That's not the best. Equals 15. Now, that could be a quadratic, right? So I'm going to say, all right, well, let's subtract 15 from both sides. And I get 0 is equal to negative b squared plus 8b minus 15. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take, I want that b squared to be positive, so I'm going to take this whole thing and multiply it by negative 1. Negative 1 times 0 is still 0. Negative 1 times this is just going to change that to a positive. Negative 1 times this is just going to change that to a negative. Negative 1 times this is just going to change this to a positive. Okay. That is not the best drawing there. So now I got to figure out, well, what are my values for b? What can I plug in there to solve for b? So to solve the quadratic, I'm thinking this through. 5, oh yeah, I got it. So how about, this is how you do it. So I put my first term, which is b squared, and then positive 15 here. I'm going to put a b here and a b here. What if I multiply negative 3 times negative 5? Does that give me positive 15?
Yeah.
Yes. And then negative 3 times b is negative 3b. Negative 5 times b is negative 5b. What's negative 5b plus negative 3b? Well, it's negative 8b, right, when you add it up? So in other words, this whole thing is equal to b minus 3 times the quantity b, oops, not plus, it's minus 5. So the next step is to set both of those equal to 0. b minus 3 equals 0, or if I add 3 to both sides, b equals 3, and then b minus 5 equals 0, or b equals positive 5. Guess what? The answer is A. Oh, wait. The answer is not A. I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot. We got to go back. It's not A. Hold on. I caught it. So those are the possibilities for B, right? Those are the possibilities for B. But what about, we got to figure out what it is for C, right? Because the question is asking us what is C. So we got to plug those in here. So if they add up to 8, when B equals 3, what does A equal? A would equal 5, right? Because A plus B has to equal 8. Now, if B equals 5, then A equals 3. Do you guys see where I'm getting that from? So we got to plug those in here. In other words, C, if B equals 3, in other words, 2 times B, which is actually going to be 3, 2 times B, which is actually 3, plus 7 times A, which in this case would be 5. We get 6 plus 35, or C equals 41. So that's one answer. I think there's only one that has 41. So it's probably D. But now we got to plug in the other numbers and see what we get. Well, just to make sure. So C is equal to 2. But now we're going to use these numbers. I'm going to say 2 times 5 plus 7 times 3. This is 10 plus 21, or 31. So it was D. Whew. Yeah, you got to do it in, well, yeah, this one you got to do it in 75 seconds with no calculator. No, you could do it. You could do it. Any questions? Let's see. I'll tell you in a second when I hit